2 of the chapter cell structure and functions. I hope you have understood my previous video, and today we will be starting with another topic, that is plant cell and animal cell. Now, plant cells and animal cells are very much different from each other, and the most important difference is that plant cells have a cell wall as the outermost covering of that cell, and animal cells do not have a cell wall. Instead of cell wall, they have a cell membrane as their outermost covering. Okay, and there are few other differences between plant cell and animal cell, and as we move on with this chapter you will get to know the differences and the whether some substances are present in plant cell or animal cell. So let's move on to our next topic, that is parts of a cell. Okay, so the three main parts of a cell are: first one is cell wall, which is only found in case of plants. Okay, next is cell membrane, lastly protoplasm. Now, what is protoplasm? Protoplasm again consists of nucleus and cytoplasm. If you remember the chapter cell from class 9, there we have discussed about protoplasm. Now, protoplasm is the living part of the cell. Means these two parts, this is only present in case of plants, and this is present in both plants and animals. These two parts are the non-living parts of a cell. Okay, and the protoplasm is the living part of a cell and consists of nucleus and cytoplasm. Okay, first we will discuss about cell membrane. Okay, cell membrane is also known as plasma membrane or plasma lemma. There are two more names for cell membrane, that is plasma membrane and plasma lemma. Okay, so plasma membrane, they are the outermost layer in case of animal cells, and in case of plant cells they are the second layer from outside, lying just inside to that of the cell wall. Okay, so cell membrane is ultra thin, elastic, porous, selectively permeable, meaning it only allows to pass selective molecules. They are lipoprotein membrane, meaning it is made up of lipoprotein means lipid and protein, so they are made up of lipid and protein, and their main function is to separate the contents of the cell from the external environment. Okay, so we will learn the structure of plasma membrane. There are two very famous models of plasma membrane. Those are the unit membrane model by Robertson, and number 2 is a fluid mosaic model. So let's start with the unit membrane model of plasma membrane first. Okay, so here you can see the structure of cell membrane, which is known as the unit membrane model by Robertson. Okay, and this structure consists of three layers: one outer protein layer, next is a lipid bilayer which consists of two lipid layers, and the third one is again a protein layer. And these two protein layers, one of these means that top one is on the outer part of the cell, and the bottom one is towards the inner part of the cell. Okay, and then you can see the circular head-like structures on the lipid layer. Those are the polar ends of the lipids, and the yellow parts are the non-polar tails of that layer. Okay, and this polar head, that brown colored polar end, is the hydrophilic part, meaning philic meaning it is loving of something, and hydro meaning obviously water. So the polar end is hydrophilic, that means it loves to be near water, and the non-polar tail part, that is the yellow colored portions of the lipid layers, those are the hydrophobic portions, meaning phobic meaning obviously to fear means fear something. So these non-polar ends try to stay away from water, and thus they are known as hydrophobic layers. Okay, and in the protein layers of the membrane there are different enzymes and metal ions as sodium, potassium, etc., and the chemical composition of this total structure is 40% lipid, 50% protein, and 10% carbohydrate. Okay, is another picture for you to understand the unit membrane model by Robertson, which is also known as sandwich model, because the lipid bilayer is sandwiched between two protein layers. Here you can see the cell exterior and the cell interior on two sides of the plasma membrane. The exterior part is the outside of the cell, and the interior part is the inside of the cell. And the three layers of the plasma membrane, again, as you can see, are the top one, the green colored portion, consists of the proteins. Next, lipid bilayer, also known as phospholipid, because it also these lipids consist of phosphorus. And next is another membrane protein layer, and these two protein layers sandwich the lipid bilayer in between them. Okay. Next model for the structure of plasma membrane is the fluid mosaic model given by Singer and Nicholson. Okay, so this model also consists of two lipid layers forming a lipid bilayer like the previous one. As you can see, at the bottom there is one bigger lipid layer where it has a head and a tail, just like the previous one. But the difference is that in this case the proteins are not evenly present over the lipid layers. Instead of that, they are scattered irregularly over the lipid bilayer, giving the whole structure a mosaic appearance, and thus the name fluid mosaic model. Okay. And you can see there are different types of proteins found inside these lipid layers. Some are known as integral proteins, some are known as peripheral proteins, some are glycoproteins, some are carrier proteins, means which helps to carry something from one part of the membrane to the other part, and some are channel proteins. Here is another diagram of the two major types of proteins that are found inside a fluid mosaic model structure. These two are the intrinsic protein, or also known as integral protein, and the other one is the extrinsic or the peripheral protein. So first, coming to the intrinsic proteins, they are located inside the lipid bilayer of the plasma membrane, and is not attached with it with the help of any electrostatic bond, and their main function is to make or create any intercellular contact, or also help in cellular transport, energy supply to the cell, and they are present covering the complete thickness of the plasma membrane. Okay, and coming to the extrinsic protein, which are also known as peripheral protein, and from the name only you can understand that they are found on the periphery of the plasma membrane, and you can see that they are attached with one side of the membrane with the help of weak electrostatic bond, and their main function is to protect the cell. Okay, coming to the function of plasma membrane, the major function of plasma membrane is protection, is to provide protection to the cell. Because they are the outermost in case of animal cells, and also in case of plant cells lie just inside of the cell wall. They act as an outer covering and protects the cell from any kind of injury or shock. And another thing is that they also provide a shape to the cell, and other functions include providing or acting as an osmotic barrier between the interior and the exterior of the cell. Okay, and it also helps in the formation of certain cell organelles and also the nuclear membrane. These are the basic functions of cell membrane, and we will move on with our next topic in the next video. If you have any problem or any query, please comment under this video and I will try to solve your problems. Thank you.